Hello, and welcome back to Jane Doe Reads. I am your host, Jane Doe, here for your reading needs. Now, as always, I do have permission from the lovely author, QueenStarrOfTheUniverse, to post their fic here on YouTube. Now, today I have something kinda special for you guys. I have yet to finish chapter 8. It's taking me a little longer than expected with my whole new schedule for my life. So instead of just rushing through chapter 8, I'm going to give you guys a little teaser of chapter 8. So I hope you guys are ready to enjoy chapter 8 of Adventures of a Screwed Up Clone. As always, here are the tags. Take your time, pause the screen to read over the tags. The ones that are bolded are the ones that I think are the most important. But again, please look through them because each tag is equally important. And with that being said, let's get on to this teaser. This is Adventures of a Screwed Up Clone by QueenStarrOfTheUniverse. Chapter 8. Welcome to Gotham. Ignore the dead body. It was certainly an overreaction. Danny knows that. She was just overwhelmed, and all the emotions were jumbled inside her, and she didn't know how to deal with it, so she didn't react well at all. Jazz doesn't need to keep reminding her. She knows. The first couple of days back in the zone, Danny was irritable and frustrated. Danny let her spar with him for hours. Cujo let her give him ample pets between long rants, and she spent time in her room glaring at the wall until she felt her emotions settle and she could finally think about it more rationally. When she finally hunts down Jazz to tell her what happened in Bloodhaven, the redhead just rolled her eyes, making some comment about how similar she and Danny are, and then talked her through it. The next few days, Danny follows Jazz's advice to let herself relax and give her emotions time to sort themselves out. She works on her maps, spars with any ghost that'll let her, and helps Danny with the masking device. By helping, she of course means bothering him between rounds of gaming with his friends. It takes Danny until the Sunday night, a little over 2 weeks after Danny first left, to complete the masker. They test it in the Keep, then in Amity, then in a random field in Kazakhstan, and all 3 places adequately scramble her signal. None of the Fitton tech can pick up on her, and neither can the single scanner Danny nabbed from an agent in town. With a clean bill of health, and a safety endorsement from Clockwork, and her shiny, new, read, scruffed, and holding together by a prayer, watch packed with the Fitton tech, Danny is ready to go back to the mortal realm. The longer she stayed in the zone, the more she missed Dick. The more she thought about staying at his house in Gotham, doing all the things they've been doing in Bloodhaven, but in a new city, and the more she wanted it. So, when she's given the all clear, she packs up her bag and gets ready for her new adventure. "Come to me if you need anything," Danny tells her. "Anything at all. Are you sure you don't want a phone? It'll only take you a little bit to get you one, and have Tuck get it working for you." "I'm fine," Danny assures him for the 100th time. "I'll lose them anyway. I don't want to wait." "I worry, Elle." Danny rolls her eyes. Only Team Phantom are allowed to call her that, and only because it gets way too confusing for both of them to use the name Danny/Danny. She would punt anyone else who would try to call her that. "I know, but I'll remind you, I'm just fine. I've done this my whole life. I've got a distinct advantage, you know." "One that you barely use," he argues. "Enough, you two," Jazz interjects, shaking her head fondly. "We've had the discussion every time Elle's on her way out. You know what we talked about, Danny." "Boundaries," Danny mutters dejectedly. Danny smirks in victory until Jazz turns a pointed glare at her. "And you, young sister of mine, need to remember your life is not disposable." Danny shifts uncomfortably under her words and scrutiny. "Yes, Jazz," she says, in the same dejected tone as Danny. Jazz laughs at their antics and pulls them both into a hug. "Oh, dear siblings of mine, you guys are hopeless." She releases them, and Danny gives Danny one final hug. "I'll be just fine," she promises him. I have the number for Fenton Works memorized. If there's ever emergency, I'll call the house or get a nearby ghost to run a message. I'm even going to be closer. New Jersey's only 1,000 kilometers away from you. New Jersey? Danny asks, a glimmer of curiosity in his eye. That's fair, honestly. Danny only ever mentions the country or general region she's planning on going to. In New Jersey is a much smaller surface area. What? Okay, goodbye! She grins at them both, gives a wave, and then flies out the nearby window to find Wolf. He graciously agreed to take her to New Jersey. Danny feels bad, she's been using him as a convenient portal, but when she offered just to travel on foot from Amity, Wolf insisted he escort her. This is at least friends can do for each other, he asserted. Danny felt warm and promised him he could rely on her the same way. Coming from the Princess of the Infinite Realms, that should have a pretty good promise to have. She and Wolf zoom through the zone, the beast-like ghost occasionally pausing to give her some spiel about the history of the certain areas. Danny normally appreciates the stories, but she's anxious to get back to the mortal realm. Is he intentionally stalling her? When they finally reach a nearby wooded area, a couple hours from Gotham, but she'd rather bus in anyway. Wolf bids her farewell. Call on me anytime, my friend, he says, and Danny feels bad because he wasn't trying to stall her. He was trying to spend time with her. She gives him a huge hug. You can call on me too, you know. We can go traveling together anytime. Wolf nuzzles into her, and Danny squeezes him one last time. Enjoy your family, small one. Danny grimaces at the name, and the ghost gives a cough-like laugh at her expression before he reopens a portal to disappear back into the realms between worlds. Danny readjusts her bag on her shoulders, ensuring all the zippers are intact and tucked away. She usually doesn't like bringing her stuff into the cities to prevent anybody from messing with it, but she wants it with her when she gets to Wayne Manor. She walks along the road until she finds a bus stop about 2 kilometers down. She pays for her ticket and joins the shaky drunk and the bored teen in boarding the bus when it arrives. The bus is old and gross, but Danny picks a relatively clean seat near the back and settles in. She tucks her bag between her body and the side of the bus, fiddling with the straps as the vehicle jerks into motion. It's a long and boring ride. Danny looks out the window for a little while, but she loses interest since it's dark and even with her night vision all the trees blend together in monotony. To stay awake, she pulls out one of her atlases. They're usually kept in her rooms, but she wanted to take this one with her. It's a well-worn, weather-bound copy from the late 1950s. She picked it up from a lockbox in Korea, gifted to her by a late Korean scholar she met and befriended. The journal is in Korean, but Danny knows how to read it. It's the perk of having the language program Velad used when making her. It's exceedingly easy for her to pick up on new languages. She wonders if that particular skill will fade over time. She hopes not. It's very useful. The atlas is full of history and details the geography of North and South Korea, Japan, Taiwan, and China. It's one of her all-time favorites, for the story woven into each place. She reviews one of her favorite passages, the first-hand account of the spring cherry blossoms in Japan. Danny visited Japan in the summer, so she didn't have the chance to see them. The descriptions are beautiful, and there is even a very, very old imprint of what used to be a dried blossom pressed between the pages. The bus eventually rumbles into the outskirts of Gotham, and Danny immediately senses the change once they pass over the city boundary. The city is alive. You know, in a matter of speaking. Danny replaces her atlas in her backpack and once again secures the zipper. She pulls the trolley cord to request a stop and stands. The bus screeches to a halt and throws Danny off balance. She rights herself and waits at the door for it to open. At 4:32 Monday morning, Danny steps foot on Gotham soil. She looks up at the grimy building above her, the smog coating the sky, the chatter of the homelessness staking out the bus for new arrivals. She smiles. Nice to meet you, Gotham. Danny murmurs in Ancient. She feels the city respond, a gentle tug to the shadows, insisting on a more formal meeting. Danny grins, ignoring the homeless starting to size her up, and darts into the nearest alley, immediately disappearing into Gotham's waiting arms. Hacker Budette. Attachment. Cam 783. Footage. Hacker Budette. My scanner picked this up. Hacker Budette. That blurry shape looks an awful lot like Danny's usual camera appearances. Hacker Buddy. You right. Hacker Buddy. That's definitely her. No question. Hacker Buddy. I'll let Dick know. Danny bows deeply to the shadowy manifestation of the city ghost. Lady Gotham wears a black ball gown draped in tattered fabric. Deep purple ribbons are the only color. The satin laces limp and dirty where they're tied. The bodice is an old corset style with a high collar and long sleeves, spotted with large rips messily stitched together with coarse black thread. The ghost also wears lacy black gloves, a wide brim hat with a thick veil that obscures her face from view, with a lace parasol with more holes than fabric. No skin shows. Danny's not sure if she has any. The city ghost curtsies, her dress billowing in the empty space. They're in complete darkness, a realm where the ghost can view all that is happening in her city through the shadows and impose her limited power on its inhabitants. It's where they manifested once Danny entered the alley, and the only way Danny can see is through her impeccable night vision that luckily seems to work even in complete darkness. Formalities complete, Lady Gotham scrutinizes her from beneath the veil. Princess, Danny hears, though it seems to make no sound. It feels more like a shiver in her mind, a skirting of an imposing thought along her own consciousness. To what do I owe the pleasure of your visit? I am here because this is where my family is. Danny replies in Ancient. I met someone in Bloodhaven that moved back here. I've come to join him. What is his name? Danny wonders why she asks, but dutifully answers. Richard Grayson. There's no face to see, but Danny feels the ghost is smiling in amusement. I am glad you have come. You don't mind if I stay? Lady Gotham's emotions are bright and clear, but Danny doesn't understand the fondness and amusement. You are more than welcome within my borders, young royal. Thank you, my lady. Danny replies. It feels like the ghost knows something vital that Danny doesn't. It doesn't seem malicious, more mischievous than anything, but the younger ghost is still suspicious. She feels laughter like grating metal in her head. I'll return you to the streets. He's been waiting for you. Before Danny can wonder why Lady Gotham knows Dick is waiting for her, he's one of the millions that live in Gotham. The shadows untangle themselves from her and release her gently into another alleyway. Danny shakes off the lingering darkness, squinting her eyes as they readjust to the light. Sure, it's still the middle of the night, but even just the misty street lights from down the street make it much brighter than whatever shadow dimension Lady Gotham resides in. Danny feels a gentle tug on her core. Somehow, she knows Gotham will lead her to Dick. She starts walking. And that's all you're going to get for today. I hope you guys are ready for the next chapter and, well, to finish chapter 8, because you know what? I still need to finish that. But hopefully, since I have this whole new schedule where it's going to take me 2 weeks, I can hopefully produce chapter 8 and produce chapter 9. That's hopefully. No promises, but hopefully. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the teaser. And once again, please go check out Queen Star of the Universe's work because I really enjoy it so far. And I love their style of writing. And they deserve all the praise that they can. So please go check them out. Link is down in the description. Go read the chapter yourself. But yeah, I think that's it for me. I hope to see you guys in our next reading session. And this is Jane Doe. Bye! I did that backwards.